Man, this team, they just don't want to fold. I'll give them that. But of course, you know what time it is. What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with a late night edition of my Cleveland Guardians series recap, series preview live stream. Guardians finished up a very tough 4-game series against the team that I like to call a bunch of sweaty tryhards, because that seems like that's all they have on their team. And that, of course, is the Kansas City Royals. And yeah, they gave us one hell of a fight in this series. But I'll give the Guardians bats credit. They woke up when they needed to. What's up, Daniel? It's funny. I literally hit start stream. This dude must have been waiting for the stream to start. Because I kid you not, the moment I hit start stream, dude comments. Literally, right as I hit the start stream. He was waiting. Oh yeah. Dude says happy Thursday when it's actually Friday. Okay. I mean, it's still Thursday for everybody in the in the central time zone and the mountain time zone, and of course out west. Yeah, let's dive right into this series. I'm not going to waste really any time at all. So, starting us off, game one of the series, all the way back on September 8th. Slade Ciccone on the mound against, again, a pitcher that it's like they just like randomly placed pitchers in this series. I thought it was going to be like a tough matchup on almost every game, but no. No. I thought he was going to have to, I thought we were going to be facing like some of their best pitchers, but alas, we ended up facing a bunch of random nobodies for the most part. Ryan Bergert got the start for Kansas City in the first game, and the Guardians would strike first with a Kyle Manzardo double, making it 1-0. Then they would strike again with another RBI in the third from J Ram, his RBI single, 2-0. Then the Guardians just erupted in the fourth inning. CJ Kafis, RBI double. Brian Rocchio, RBI double. Daniel Schneemann, you guessed it, RBI double. Tom Manzardo, RBI single. And then Nolan Jones even got it on the fun. RBI, oh, no, 2-run double. Ooh, changing it up again. Ah. So, yeah, 6-run fourth inning. And then in the fifth, Daniel Schneemann grounded into a force but scored a run, made it 9-0. Stephen Kwan, RBI force out in the bottom of the seventh, 10-0. Top nine, Jack Caglianone got 2 runs on the board, but it was 10-2, and it didn't really matter. Now, maybe like, what did the Royals do at all in this game? Nothing. In fact, I believe Slade gave up only 1 hit in 8 innings. Not too shabby, I'll say. Not shabby at all. Yeah, he was carving them up. And he doesn't even blow batters away. He just he just had good placement. Ooh. Jaden Reed broke his collarbone. Ugh. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough, man. I hate to see that for Jaden. But yeah, the one hit he gave up was in the eighth. Immediately we got a double play and then a ground out. But I'll give Slade credit. You know, yeah, he gave up a double, but then immediately double play and then a ground out, and that was it. Then, you know, Kent came in the ninth, gave up a couple runs. Who cares? It didn't go against Slade. Slade definitely had, again, his best outing, I think. 8 innings, only one hit, 3 walks, 3 Ks, 4.45 ERA. Burgert, well, he was, yeah, he was sent to the showers early in this game. 3 and a third innings, 11 hits, 8 runs, 3 walks, 3 Ks, 3.48 ERA. It was bad. The Guardians jumped on that dude from the beginning. And you absolutely love to see it. So it's a great way to start the series. Slade got his 6th win. He's now at 500, 6-6 with a 4.45 ERA. Burgert takes the loss. He's 2-2 with a 3.48 ERA. So now the question is, how do they follow that up? Well, Joey Cantillo's like, I got a little something something for him. Nah, got a little something for him. He saw Slade go out there and shove, right? So what did he do? Pretty much did the same thing. This though, 8 innings, but 4 hits, 5 Ks, 0 walks, 0 runs. You mean to tell me through 16 innings in this series from the starters in the first 2 games, 16 combined starter innings, they gave up 0 runs from Slade and Joey Quintillo. Cade Smith came in the ninth, shut him down. Great stuff there. They faced Cameron again. We faced him, I think. Yeah, he was on the mound on that sweltering, miserable, hot ass day in Kansas City, I believe. Yeah, when the Guardians couldn't muster anything on offense. And he went 7 innings, 6 hits, only 2 runs, allowed 8 Ks and a homer, 3 ERA for him. But the big hits, a J Ram homer in the bottom of the first, and then a David Fry RBI double in the fourth. That's it. Joey Cantillo now 5-3, 3.36 ERA. He's been phenomenal since he was inserted back into the rotation as a sixth guy, because they're going 6-man rotation through this long ass stretch of straight games, which will be coming to an end soon. They'll have an off day finally again here soon, so we'll see if they keep that up through the end of the year. Honestly, I would, but who knows? Cameron takes the loss. He's 7-7 with a 3 ERA. Cade Smith gets his 12th save of the year with a 3.20 ERA. You know, it's just that game where a couple hits is all you need. You know, a couple big runs, and that's what we got. Love to see that too. Of course, yesterday I streamed the game. We saw what happened. The offense decided to turn feeble at the absolute worst time. And the Guardians did get a big hit from Kyle. 2-run shot. Or is it a solo? I think it was a 2-run. Yeah. We were up 2-1. They responded. They didn't look back. Yeah. We all saw how that went, right? I streamed it, of course. India scored top first, got him up 1-0. Kyle, 2-run shot, bottom first. Top of the third, they tied it up. Bottom four, we take the lead, thanks to Bo. And then Nick Lofton would tie the game, top seven, and then they would get the lead for good from Michael Garcia. Logan Allen, I mean, he wasn't horrible, just wasn't good enough. Yeah, 5 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, 2 Ks, 4.43 ERA for Logan. Bolin, on the other hand, 2 innings in a bullpen game. 2 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 3 Ks, and a homer. 3.86 ERA for him. The win, of course, went to Avila. He's 1-0 with a 1.29 ERA. Heron, 5-4, 5.06 ERA. And then Estevez, 3-9. Oh, I'm sorry. My eyes are getting heavy. I'm getting tired out here, man. I've been out mostly all day. Estevez, 39 saves now, 2.45 ERA. There's just something about going out into the sun, man. I mean, you sit in the sun for a while, it just zaps you of all your energy. You come home and it's like you just want to pass out. But I'm gonna grind this out for y'all, because that's what I do. That's what I freaking do. What's up, Quandale? Yeah, I'm watching the Angels game right now. But again, the offense went feeble at the end, and yeah, it sucks. Of course, today's game was on Fox. And you know me, I try to stream any games that are on national TV. Except the thing is, with Fox, there was another game on, Mets Phillies. And of course, my neck of the woods had that game on. Not like it would have mattered. I actually had something I had to do today. Was out doing some stuff. The town I live in had, not the town I live in, one of the neighboring towns had a little, not a festival, but like a commemoration for September 11th. So I was out doing that stuff because I have my dad has a couple friends that are on the fire department. So yeah, we were out with that. All right. But also, my dad is also a volunteer firefighter for the town I live in. So if like I'm ever streaming and you hear a loud ass beeping sound in the background, that's the police scanner I have. I've had that damn thing for 20 plus years. Oh man. Yeah. So there's times where my dad has to jump out of bed freaking 3 a.m. because of a freaking fire or some old person fell over and they needed help getting up. You know? So yeah, I was pretty much out most of the day, doing that stuff. So that's cool. You know. Can't believe it's been 24 years already since the attacks. God, that's crazy. It's that freaking event where no matter how old you are, you remember where you were. But people were in school. I was too young to be in school. I think I was almost in school though. I think I was like a year or so away from going into school officially. So I was like right around that like school age. So yeah, I don't even think I was home when the towers were hit. No, I wasn't. I was with my dad doing something in the morning. Then we heard it over the radio. So that's yeah, that's what I was doing today. So I wasn't even really able to watch this game, but I kept track on it. And Logan Allen, oh, that's game 3. Let's go to game 4. Today's game definitely had a lot of ups and downs. Gavin Williams on the mound, always reliable. Of course, he's on my fantasy baseball team. And we're in the playoffs now, so hopefully, I was hoping he could shove a little bit, which he did do pretty well. Up to, his standard, but he did good. He didn't get smoked or shellacked. Best part is, I don't think he got me negative points. Ooh, Austin Eckler tore his Achilles. Damn, bro. Damn. That's tough. So, Gavin Williams, in typical Gavin fashion, 2-run homer given up to Pasquantino in the first inning on a four-seamer, of course. Yep. That was all they would get. It'd be 2-1 in the bottom four as J Ram gets us on the board with an RBI groundout. And then we get to the bottom of the eighth, right? And Guardians running out of chances. Naylor singles. And I was on a 4-pitch at bat, too. And then 2 pitches later, the kid, CJ Kafis, absolutely took a dump on one. 107 miles per hour, 425-foot absolute missile. He dropped his drawers on that thing, man. He dropped the hammer on it. And he gave us the lead, 3-2. And then Cade Smith would go out there and finish the job in the ninth. Yep, he did hit a batter for some dumb. Of course, it's Jonathan India. But then after that, it was no big deal because he struck out Isbell on a foul bunt, struck out Lofton on a foul tip, and then you got Yastrzemski to fly out. So overall, again, Gavin really wasn't bad. Four hits, 2 runs, and 6 innings for Gavin. 3 walks, 6 Ks, and a homer. 3.16 ERA. What? Kolek, on the other hand, for Kansas City, 6 2/3 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 4 Ks. Schreiber came in for 1 1/3, 2 hits. Those 2 hits would score, and then 1 K, and then the homer. That's tough. So yeah, Matt Festa would get the save. I'm not the save. He would get the win, of course. You know Stephen Vogt loves Matt Festa. 4-3, 4.15 ERA for Matthew Festa. Schreiber takes the loss. He's 3-3, 3.70 ERA. And Cade would get his 13th save with a 3.15 ERA. So the Guardians end up taking 3 out of 4, and of course the game they lost was the game I streamed. Of course. Why is my mic cutting in and out? I don't know. Probably because I'm not trying to talk too loud. After all, it is past midnight. Guardians will make the playoffs. You bet your foot on it? Rays, gonna have to have an intervention for you when it comes to betting. Come on, man. Give it 100 years. Reliable to give up 3 to 5 runs in any given start. With Gavin, you're either gonna get him absolutely shoving like a madman. I'm talking 7 innings, maybe 3 or 4 hits, maybe 5 at most, or 6. Give up hits. Good at preventing those runs from scoring. But of course, Gavin, he's either really good or ass. There's not much in between. And he'll usually tell you how good he's going to be in the first inning. Right around there. If he goes in the first inning and just breezes through, he's going to be fine. He's locked in. But as we've seen, when it comes to Gavin, if he goes out there throwing meatballs and giving up a homer on a fastball, middle, to some scrubby freaking hitter who can barely hit the Mendoza line, yeah, it's going to be one of those games. The worst is if we get dirt balled. and his pitch count just goes through the roof. That's not even his fault. That's the worst. Because he's doing what he's supposed to, inducing contact for the fielders to go and get it, but they don't. Yeah. All right. So yeah, Gavin was, I guess, pretty good by his standards. Could have been much, much worse. But overall, I would have to say Guardians starting pitching lately has been phenomenal. Quality starts out of almost all our guys. And you can't hate that at all, man. I mean, what was the worst start? Literally, the worst start I think in this series was Gavin. I think all four pitchers went deep in these games. No, the worst start was Logan. And he only went 5 innings. Slade and Joey went 8. Gavin went 6. And I'll say this, luckily for the bullpen, Slade and Joey C went deep, so the pen didn't really have to do much work. We only used two bullpen pitchers in the first 2 games. That kept the rest of the pen relatively, you know, rested because they needed the rest of the bullpen for the next 2 games. Logan is trash. Facts. So I've said it before. I think I even said it in my stream yesterday. If I had to rank the Guardians starters right now, number 1 is Gavin. Oh, but what about Parker? Parker's only had what, 4 outings this year? Yeah, he's looked great, but he's only had 4 or so outings. I mean, if I wasn't going off of starts, I'd say Parker's number 1 just by default. But just based on the fact that Gavin has looked this good all year, after the year he's had last year, this is good to see. I need this Gavin for the rest of his career. He has the potential to be that power throwing ace that we've kind of been lacking. The aces that we've had lately have all been finessers. They don't throw a hard ball, but they make the ball dance. If Gavin can keep this up and limit the walks, ooh, oh, he could definitely be starting pitcher 1 for us next year, 100%. Especially if Tanner wants to keep being unserious. But yeah, Gavin was phenomenal. I mean, in fact, I guess you could say starters besides Logan were all really good too. With that all set and done, now we move on to the White Sox, starting tomorrow. First game, 7:10 p.m. Tanner Bybee against Martin Perez. And Martin, we haven't faced since 2023. So, of course, I got to look up his resume against the guards. And he is, I think he's like, yeah, he's 1-2 with a 7.39 ERA and 23 Ks in 10 appearances. Mostly with Texas. He had 2 stints with Texas. Early on, he really couldn't do much again. I mean, we were smoking the crap out of him early on. Aside from his first start, where he didn't even start the game, in his starts, we are 1-2. Yeah. Actually, in his starts, he's 0-2. The one game he won was with Minnesota, and he didn't even start. That's tough. Yeah, this team has definitely beat him up a few times this in his career. Couple games with 10 hits allowed, but historically against the Guardians, Perez has given up homers to J Ram, of course, and Stephen Kwan. Martin is 1-4 with a 3.15 ERA, 39 Ks. Tanner is 9-11. Yeah, okay. 4.69 ERA, 139 Ks. And against Tanner, Baldwin has a homer and an RBI. And Michael A. Taylor has a homer and an RBI. Like, I'm looking at this freaking roster, and it's just a bunch of who? God. This White Sox roster looks like freaking Whoville from Dr. Seuss, because all I'd be saying is who? 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 Wait, do they not have Luis Robert? He's really out. Yeah, this team ain't scary at all. Hell no. Although for some reason, as of late, they've been hitting like the freaking, Barry Bonds. Yeah, 7.39 ERA against us. Oh yeah, of course. Yep. But he hasn't faced us in a couple years. Somehow we didn't face him when he was with Pittsburgh. But oh well. So that's game one. Now Tanner and Martine, what have they done recently? Okay, well that pulls up. Let's get the next matchup going too. There we go. All right, so for Tanner Bybee, he's coming off a no decision against Tampa, 6 and 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, and 3 Ks. It's pretty sad how that has been one of his better outings as of late. But that's just the way it's gone for him. And for Martine, he's coming off a loss to Detroit, where he went 4 innings, gave up 5 hits, 6 runs, 3 walks, and 0 strikeouts. Wow, that's crazy. He has 1 win this year in 8 starts. Yeah, okay. I think we all know how this is probably going to go. Unfortunately. So that's game one. Game number two will be Davis Martin, who we faced earlier this year when we got smoked by the Sox. He's 6-9, 4.03 ERA, 92 Ks. Of course, Parker Messick getting his second start at home this year. 2-0, 193 ERA, 18 Ks. And against Martin, Austin Hedges, homer and an RBI. Manzardo, a homer and an RBI. J Ram has 2 RBIs. And that's all. Of course, they've never faced Parker. So that makes things very easy on that end. But Messick, he's quickly going to rise up into that starter number 2, even starter number 1. But Davis Martin, I think he was the beneficiary of the Barry Bonds White Sox offense, pretty much. Yeah. All they did was hit homers in that game, I believe, the last time we faced them. Now, he's coming off a no decision against Detroit. 5 1/3 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 3 Ks for Davis Martin. And Parker's coming off another gem piece in a win over Tampa. 6 innings, 8 hits, 1 run, 4 Ks. No walks. Again, he's walked 3 dudes in 4 starts with 18 Ks. Yeah, he's damn good. Yep, he's really good. I mean, I think he's only going to get better too. So that's game 2, and then go into, I believe, I think this is a season series finale too. And I believe we're done with them. I believe we're done with them. Yeah, it is. It'll be Gomez against Ciccone. I believe Slade was the unfortunate pitcher on the mound against the Sox when they went all Barry Bonds mode on us earlier this year. I'm pretty sure it was. Let me just check. Or was it Tanner? It was one of those two. But Gomez, 3-2, 5.05 ERA, 45 Ks. Ciccone, 6-6, 4.45 ERA, 94 Ks. Against Gomez, only JRM has an RBI. And then Ciccone, well, he's given up RBIs to Mead and then Teal, and a home run to Montgomery and Sosa, as well as an RBI to Montgomery and 2 to Sosa. So Mead, Montgomery, Sosa, and Teal have done damage against Ciccone. And that was all from this year, actually last month. Like I said, the game where he got shellacked. 8 hits, 5 runs allowed. Now on the other side, let's take a look at Gomez here. Yoendris Gomez. Never even heard of this guy. I think there's a reason why only JM has really faced this guy. It's only been like 1 or 2 at bats. And it was back in April with the Yankees. We faced him as a reliever with the Yankees. And we got 3 hits. And of course, J Ram, I believe, went yard off him. Well, he didn't go yard, but he got an RBI off him. Gomez is coming off a no decision against Tampa. 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, 5 Ks. And of course, Slade, I just talked about what he did. Masterful. I don't think you could be any better. Not even kidding. I don't think you could do as good as that. It's very hard to top. And Joey Cantillo found a way to do it too. Coming off 8 innings, 1 hit, 3 walks, 3 Ks against Kansas City, a game where he had a no-no going for most of this game. They could not do anything against Slade. He was slashing them up. It was beautiful. So yeah, that's all. Now Gomez is 3-2 with a 5.05 ERA, 46 or 45 Ks. Ciccone 6-6, 4.45 ERA, 94 Ks. So yeah, this should be fun. This should be a low-key interesting matchup. So that's all. That's all I got. Now, after this series is done, of course, we have just 4 series left this year. After this one's done. That's crazy. Wow. 6 games against the Tigers, 4 against the Twins, and 3 against the Rangers, and then that's it. And as of right now, against the Tigers, we'd face Flaherty and Skubal. Of course we face Scooble. Of course. Now, we're going to be streaming any of those games. I'll probably stream. That Tuesday game looks delicious, though. Cantillo and Flaherty? It's in Detroit, too. Yeah, we end up streaming that game. Maybe even, I might, depends on the pitching matchup, but I might do the FS1 game. And yeah, Williams and Scooble, too. Ooh. All three games look delicious to stream. And then against Minnesota, it'll be Lopez is back. Oh, of course he is. Bibby Lopez, Messick Ryan, Saccone Ober, and Cantillo Woods Richardson. Wow. Too bad their lineup is absolute ass. That's crazy, man. But yeah, guys, that is going to wrap this up. So hopefully y'all have a good rest of your night or rest of your day, wherever you may be residing. And I'll be back on Saturday for Buckeyes and Bobcats. And then Sunday, Browns Ravens, week 2. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna head out. I'm probably just gonna go to bed. I am tired. As you guys can probably tell, I'm struggling to keep my eyes open. Holy crap. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. Have a good rest of your night. I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go, Guards. Let's keep this going, man. I want this team to keep me invested until the bitter end. If we do, I don't really care what happens. If the end of that game, September 28th, comes around and we win or lose and we're out of the playoffs, hey, at least they kept us interested, and they didn't just fold and wither away like we thought they were going to do a couple times. They bounced right back. Give us some hope for the future. That's all I ask. So with that being said, I'll see you guys on Saturday for Buckeyes and Bobcats. Until then, I'm Crazy Dog. Let's go, Guards. Have a good night, everybody. I'm out. Bye bye. Yeah. Oh, yeah, by the way, of course, shout out to Quandale and Rays, Eric and Daniel for popping in this late night stream. It's like, you know what I love? Winning. I love when my teams win. But you know what I love even more? Late night getaway games. Luckily for the Guards, they don't got to go anywhere. Sox, I believe, come to Cleveland, so they don't got to go anywhere. The only place they're going is back to their house to sleep. So see you guys later. Go Guards. And I'm out. For real this time. Bye-bye. Yeah. By the way, again, Quinshot Judkins might be coming back this week. He was a full participant in practice. Yeah.